In this video, I'm going to be going through how Excel does conditional formatting in the version of 2019. Conditional formatting is basically allowing Excel to change the way a cell looks based on the values that are in it. So I could, for example, get it to automatically highlight male and female different colours. I could get it to highlight all the scores above 200 in this box here. I could also do something like in this section where the test score comes out of 100, I could get it to a percentage of the score. So 35% of this box might be filled. There's various other things I can do. So I'm first of all going to show you how to highlight if a cell contains a word. So this is a bit tricky. So here I want to highlight all the people who have the word Martin in their name. So you highlight the section first. Notice again, I just click and drag to highlight the section with the left mouse button. Now there are different ways of doing conditional formatting, and I'm going to show you a variety of them. And in 2019, you have this box here called Quick Analysis. And as you can see, you've got formatting up here. So this one is that text contains. Now this is slightly different to equal to. If I were to do equal to Martin, then they would not highlight because they're not exactly Martin. They're Martin with some extra letters. But here I'm going to do text, which is contains. So I type Martin in, and as you can see, it's highlighted both the tildes of Martin. I've got these built-in light, red, yellow and green ones, and there's a few other ones you can do. Or you can go to, I'm going to click that so you can see what it does. And there's the green one. I'm surprised it hasn't got more there actually, but anyway, I'm going to go to custom format. And here it comes up. So here you can set the, if you want to set the formatting as into a fraction, percentage, whatever it's here. Here's the font that you can set. The border, we could give them an outline. Not that great, I've already got an outline. Or you can change the fill colour, which is the normal one. So I'm going to go with purple, or purple as it's not on the other one. There we go. So now I've filled them up. Obviously it's annoying to read that, so I might want to change the font colour to white. And there you go. So anytime, if I was then to change Abdul to Martin A, I got the student's name wrong. You now see that it highlights. That's the difference between highlighting it manually and using conditional formatting. So that's one way if you want to highlight if it contains a word. But let's do that again for male and female. So I click there, I go to text, and I write male. But now we've had a problem because the word female also contains the word male. So unfortunately that doesn't work. So I click here and I go equal to. Now when I do it, it already types in the first word, by the way. It hasn't made a decision, it just types in the first word. And now I'm going to do those as green. You've seen how I do the custom formatting, and so you do the same again. I'm going to highlight all the males green. Repeat the process with equal to, do female, and I'm going to highlight those yellow. So you can see that I've got automatic formatting going on. So that's the sort of common ones to highlight a specific word. But how about if I want to do something with a number? So let's do the ones that are more than a certain number. Now you can do them down here. Now you notice now when I've selected words, when I've selected numbers, that I have different things appear here. So you've got greater than, top 10%, and even if you click top 10%, you can see it's got the top 10% highlighted. You've got greater than and a few other ones here. Greater than is quite a common one. So you click greater than, and I could just do greater than 200, and I could fill it a certain color, like let's do 235 to get a less on it. So now that's okay, but you don't always want greater than, and you know there are other things you might want. So I'm going to show you the way that has more options in it. So I'm going to highlight those, and you go conditional formatting, and here you've got more rules. You've got greater than, less than, between, equal to, text that contains, which is the one we did before. But even then, I wanted earlier greater than or equal to 200. Now that means I suppose I could do 199, as we know that this is a non-decimal number, but it's much better if I do something more accurate. So I can go to more rules here. So just watch what I did there again. Highlight cells, more rules. That is actually very similar to going conditional formatting, new rule. Okay, so I'll just do it that way. Cells that contain. Now, format all cells based on their values is to do with making the cells look different depending on how high or low the value is. It's not about setting it, does it go above a number or does it contain a number more than this? It's about saying I want the low numbers red and the high numbers green and then value between. So let's show that. I'll have the lowest numbers red. I'll have the highest value green. So lowest and highest. I press OK, and that will label the highest score as green and the lowest score as red in case I wanted to work on those students. So conditional formatting, new rule. We want greater than or equal to 200. So we go to format cells that contain, cell value, greater than or equal to, we do 200. In fact, I'll do 250 because then you can see that it does actually get that one as well as before. We format it to the fill as green, press OK, and as you can see, it's highlighted those. Should a student say retake a test and then obtain a score high enough to get into that 250 plus, 250 or more, they will then automatically highlight. The last one that normally sometimes people use is they go to data bars. That's quite a common one. That's the one I said earlier about colours, depending on how big they are. There's also data bars in here which have a selection of different ones. There's colour scales that will scale people on various different, how much close they are to the max. And there's icon rules that say whether above, middle, in the lower bottom, in the bottom third, mid third, or top third, or quarter if you've got even more, so that you can see which ones to work with. So I hope this video has been helpful.